Well, 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 would you look at that, Marcus Allen? You made the picture on the full that thing that comes up, that's a graphic, and we included Marcus Allen.
It's rare that I get to hang out with the kids at the big kids table for Thanksgiving.
You're a kid yourself, my friend. So thank you everyone for joining us here. It is Extra Shot. We know that the news continues to pour in, not only the heat and the dangerous heat, as Rob Carlmark has been coining it, this heat wave that we're enduring right now in Northern California, the fires that are happening now. Stick with ABC 10 TV on Facebook, and then we're live at 9 with details about all of that coming up. But the other devastating news we've been talking about since Hurricane Harvey made landfall along the Gulf Coast in Texas on Friday has been Hurricane Harvey, and now it's a tropical storm. It is moving east toward Louisiana. We know more devastation is on its way, but we're still talking about those stories of heroism that are coming out of Houston. And so we know that the update here, I just got this alert right now. It is on track to be the costliest natural disaster that our country has ever faced. Oh, wow. At $160 billion, that's what it's going to take to be able to get Houston back to where it needs to be and to help the people out there. That is more than Katrina, and help me out with the other. Sandy. Katrina and Superstorm Sandy.
Combined.
That's combined, more than that combined. So this is all just striking. As a producer in our meeting had said, you know, it's interesting usually when you have big stories like this, whether any kind of natural disaster, any kind of devastation, after a couple of days you feel like you're just repeating yourself and you're saying the same thing, but it hasn't felt like that because there has been these new stories. I just saw one story of a man riding a horse. The horse literally floodwater up to the horse's neck, continue to ride that horse to save other horses. I mean, there's just these visuals coming out, much different than Katrina and Superstorm Sandy, because now social media.
Yeah, and then social media was kind of new back during Katrina 2005, so there were certain outlets like Facebook.
Sure.
And then there were acts of heroism during that as well, but the devastation was so bad in Katrina because the levees broke and there was a massive number of lives lost. So that is a positive, unfortunately, in this, because yes, people have lost their lives, but not as many as we've seen in the past.
I saw so many social, like Instagram Live and Facebook Live, and when no other storm in world history have we seen live broadcast from individual outlets.
Isn't that interesting? And then just to see this, we saw Mattress Mac. He's a popular mattress guy in town, retailer, and he's opened up his doors to house 400 people, which seems like a lot. That's a great amount, but when you compare it to how many people are out of being in their home, and we're talking in the thousands, FEMA's still reporting 30,000 people will need a place to stay for months at a time.
Yeah, this is going to go on for months because, again, when water is all the way up to your second floor, you can't just move back in there. Even though once the water goes down, you can't live in that space. So I'd be very interested to see if a lot of these areas are going to be rebuilt at all, because in New Orleans there's still areas that are completely run down and haven't been repopulated since the storm, and that was 2005. So this is a long road. It's going to be a long road in Houston.
Cornelia,
you were talking about,
she was telling us that long after we think we're out of the woods with this, people are going to find out that their drinking water is contaminated.
Drinking water contaminated because, again, when you have that level of flooding, water system is completely shut down. It's compromised. So now you have to consider, okay, the water that I'm drinking, or if the power gets shut off, sometimes the power shuts off the power at the water company. So now you may have to boil your water or add a couple of drops of bleach and to disinfect it. So
and then knowing the proper way to do
the proper way to do it, and then let's say you don't have power or gas stove or the means to do that. What are you going to do? So it's going to be an unfortunately long road, but
at least
a lot of donations have been rolling in for it.
Yeah, that's the thing we're going to get to next, the donations. And yes, from everyday people like all of you, our loyal viewers who have been sending in your donations via abc10.com/Texas Cares. I learned this morning that our company who launched this Texas Cares initiative, because we have so many news stations that cover the state of Texas.
Sure.
We have so many crews who are out and about on the field. We have our John Bartel, who's out on the ground getting these stories, but we have raised, all thanks to you guys, over $1 million just in 24 hours. So continue to donate. Again, they're going to need, I say we because we're one country here, right? One people. And will need this help for a long time. But celebrities, you want to talk about some of the celebrities who have donated?
So we initially saw Kevin Hart put out a call to his celebrity friends saying, hey, I'm donating $25,000. You should do the same. And after that, we got responses from I know Chris Brown response, DJ
$100,000,
DJ Khaled. And then you had responses from T.I. Like everybody is pretty much chiming in. And then JJ, JJ Watt, he did his own call to action, and he raised at this point probably over $1 million for Houston. Sandra Bullock gave $1 million herself, and she's really good about that. During Katrina, she donated. Sandy, she donated. Sandra is always on top of it, and she's always kind of leading the charge.
And she has a house in the area, probably a lot of Texas friends. Matthew McConaughey dumping in $1 million for his friends as well.
So a lot of we're getting a lot of response, but one artist in particular isn't really on board with that. Master P came out and said, "Hey, while it's a great idea to donate, he's a New Orleans native, in case you don't know. So he was right in the weeds during Katrina. He kind of called out Kevin Hart and said, "Hey, it's fine to ask your friends to donate, but don't put them on blast with the amount. Don't force that on them. Let people give what they want to give." So that was
which was interesting to me, because I can see his point. I can also see Kevin Hart's point, because without Kevin Hart doing this, he was the first celebrity that kind of made it, at least for this natural disaster, made it like, okay, let's do this. Now is the time that we start donating. Hey, call out The Rock, call out Chris Brown, call out all his people who came to the forefront. But then you have people like Master B, who this hits a little different because they've been through it, to say, hey, people, $1 is fine. Don't make even celebrities who have all this money, like, we should have the freedom to give when and where we want, where we feel that like our heart is at. So Master P is saying, I donated, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to reveal how much, because I don't want to put pressure on the next person to feel like it. And Kevin Hart already upped his amount to $50K.
Well, he's had a pretty good run at the box office. That's the thing. I think if you've had a successful movie in the last year, you should donate. So like Adam Sandler, you're off the hook. You don't have to donate anything. But everybody else.
And the Kardashians, it was what, Kris Jenner.
They jumped in. Ryan Seacrest challenged the Jenners and the Kardashians to match him, and he did call out a dollar amount, $1 million, and they were pretty quick to cough up $1 million.
And we've seen this before. Remember Ice Bucket Challenge? Ice Bucket Challenge, people got called out, not necessarily even for the amount, but if you said, hey, I challenge Mark S. Allen, Megan Tellis to the Ice Bucket Challenge, you couldn't dodge that challenge. You had to do it. So I understand it. It puts the pressure on people in it. And it says, hey, we need you. It's basically saying we need you to help. We need you to chip in and chime in. And if you have the means to do it, hey, why not? People need it.
Kim Kardashian West also reminding people, yes, to text the word Harvey to 90999 or donate to @Red Cross. Again, if you're listening right now and you want to know a way in which you can donate, you go to abc10.com/Texas Cares, and we've made it really easy for everyone to donate. 1 penny to $1 million, whatever you have, whatever you're willing
to
put out there. And